That's a very nice line. You said, I can run away from people who criticize me. But what do I do when I start criticizing my own self? How can I run away from myself?
True.
And how does this habit become, I start believing people?
Yes, because they not only said it to me, they also send it with that energy. And all the energy that I receive, because I don't know how to transform energy. You know, when somebody sends energy to us, it's simple law of energy. When vibrations are reaching us, there are three things we can do with vibrations, with any form of energy. One, receive it means absorb it. You consume that energy. Second, you reflect it back to them. So if you criticize me, I criticize you. Reflect that energy back to them. Absorb it means you criticize me, I consume it, get hurt, pain, self-critical.
And somewhere in the mind you start believing it also?
Yes, because I've consumed that energy, means I've accepted that energy. And the third thing we can do to energy is transform the energy.
How?
Which means you may be critical to me, but I know myself and I approve of myself. I'm working towards making changes and towards doing things better, but I know I'm working, I'm better. And I understand that this is your sanskar of being critical. So you have sent me negative energy, but I have transformed it by understanding myself. You were not able to understand me, which I want from people around me. But at least I can understand myself. And so I transform negative energy, which I'm getting from people around me, to positive. This can be done with any form of energy. It's either absorb their, let's say somebody shouts at me, absorb their anger, feel hurt. Otherwise, reflect it back, shout back at them. And third, transform.
But sister, you cannot transform always, because I've heard people saying that anybody else says this to me, I don't mind. But when you said it, Suresh,
Yeah.
I start crying, I feel bad because you mean a lot to me.
Yes.
Then how will that person transform?
It's because I'm able to transform with some people, but I'm yet not using that with everybody, and especially to people who I'm very closely attached to. I'm not using the formula everywhere. That's all. We know the formula. It's just that we're using the formula with some people. Let's say if somebody on the road criticizes me, I know how to transform it, which means I know how to transform it. But I don't use the same formula at home, because I said to feel hurt is natural. So another formula would come in, and that formula would not let me use my previous formula of being able to ignore what the other person has said and be able to see myself and understand myself.
No, I have that formula, sister. I have that formula. But when I value a person very much, when that person says, my formula I don't feel like using, I said, you too, Brutus.
If I value the other person, and then if I respect the other person, then I respect the other person's opinion too. And if I respect the other person's opinion, then let me just take what they have said and see whether I really need to do it. But it's not just valuing the opinion. I have also just received very heavy energy from there. It's that energy which is hurting. If the same person would have said the same thing with a different vibration, things would have been totally different. It's not about what is being said. It is about how it is being said.
Not necessarily. However you say, I can take it bad, because maybe that's my weakness. Maybe supposing I do not like to be called fat. You're fatso from childhood.
Right.
And you may call me with lot of love. But you know that hurt which is there within me from 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, that suddenly comes up now. Then I say, you are also calling me?
No, it can never happen like that.
Why?
People may say it with a lot of love, but they're not thinking with that much of love. They are critical. If somebody is really not critical inside, they're absolutely stable, and they're saying it, it's a healing for the past hurt. A lot of people may have said it to me in the past, and there may be a wound, But if somebody comes and says the same thing to me with a different vibration, leave alone, the same hurt is getting triggered again. It's a healing on my past wound. But we are not able to sense the vibrations. We can only see how we feel. People say things with a lot of love.
Yeah, I understand. In my family, one of the young girls one day was crying. I asked her what happened, and she said that one of my brothers shouted at her. And I met that brother, and I said, "Why? I mean, why you made her cry? Don't use such words for her." He says, "What about Guga?" I mean, they call me. What about Suresh Oberoi? When he tells you, why don't you cry then? Why do you do that with me? He said, when Suresh even beats me up, I don't mind. Let him do what he wants. I love him.
Same thing.
I don't mind his. And a lot of staff also say to my wife, we don't mind sir when he gets angry with us. We like it. She says, you like it, what do you mean?
Right.
I mean, this is a fact, what you're talking about.
Yes.
This has happened with my staff, my drivers or my other people cook. They say, we don't mind, Saab. And this is a fact I've seen, that even sweetly the other people say, so now I understand what you mean, that you were sending energy first, then your sound.
Words.
So they
And
know
you're
my energy.
Yeah, and you're sending energy continuously, words once in a while. People or on our mind continuously.
This I never realized.
Yeah.
You mean to say throughout the day, throughout my life,
Yeah.
I'm always giving them so much of love.
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
not only just giving, it's like you're watching your staff working. They are doing a lot of things, your children, relatives, everybody. What are you thinking about them continuously? So a lot of people can speak very sweetly when they have to say it. But most of the time when they're thinking about people, they're very critical. And that critical energy is radiating to those people throughout the day. And then when the word is said, they just can't feel that it's good for them, because they've already been receiving a lot of that critical energy. Criticism need not be always through words. It's a lot to do with how we are feeling about the other people inside. And even comparison, same thing. Both can be very, very damaging. These are two habits which, if we keep a little attention, I'm not to criticize and not to compare anybody with anyone else. I want to motivate them. I want to share with them what is a better way of doing something. Take them as an individual and say to them, this is it, you can do it like this. But the minute I say, look at them, look how he does it or she does it, I've just told them, you're not good compared to the other person.
But it becomes a habit, sister.
But then its habits are meant to be changed. That's all that it is. Habits are meant to be changed when they're not getting the right results, especially between children. When parents are comparing between siblings, it can have a long-term impact between a parent-child relationship, between the sibling relationship, and the self-esteem of that individual who was compared to somebody else.
And you yourself
of
creating
course,
so
are
much
creating
of
anger.
negativity inside you.
Yes. So we have to remember, spirituality teaches us a very beautiful thing. Each one is a soul, pure, beautiful, with a lot of original sanskars which are very lovely, beautiful. Each soul has them. And some now acquired sanskars. So look at the originality of the soul and give them feedback for what they're doing now. So respect to the soul, feedback to the task.
Respect?
To the soul. The problem why it was happening, they are wrong, they did this. They are wrong, they are behaving like this. So it was disrespect to the soul.
Oh.
Now it is, they are beautiful. She's a lovely soul, pure.
But?
Even if I can't see that purity right now, even if the acquired sanskars are absolutely contradictory.
You mean to say I am a pure soul, irrespective of what I do and what not do.
Yes.
So I should see that in everybody.
Absolutely.
That he or she, this is a pure soul.
Right.
But
doing this right now, or even behaving. Let's say, for example, if you're getting angry, and say you're an angry person, always getting angry, always shouting at everybody, then my consciousness is you're an angry soul. You're not a nice soul. you're hurting people. This is criticism. And the spirituality will shift the consciousness to originally peaceful soul. Peaceful soul who's forgotten that he's actually a peaceful soul and so is getting angry right now. And now say, you know what, this anger is very damaging for you and for people around you. Difference. Because the vibration that will go will be different. The word can be very stern if you want. But the vibration's gone and done the work of giving respect, understanding that this soul has just shifted from its original quality, has forgotten the original quality, but is a very beautiful soul. And that's why Raj Yoga, the first fundamental thing is soul consciousness. Look at every individual in their true nature.
Look
Pure.
at every individual
in their true nature.
in their true nature.
Not what they have acquired today, not even the sanskars that they have acquired today. Even those are acquired. The mistakes they are making, the tasks that are going wrong are of course acquired.
Why can't we say that? Even I have acquired so many things during lifetimes.
Absolutely.
Even I have so many mistakes.
Exactly.
When I was that age, I also did so many mistakes.
Yeah, but
I have done in my
when we're
life.
talking to other people, we're rarely thinking about ourselves. That is the thing. So soul consciousness is something which we can practice the whole day. And when we do this comparison with other people, between two people, there again we need to remember the two individual souls. Even if they are my children today, same environment, same parents, same sanskars we've given them, then we need to remember they're coming from two different pasts. Even as parents, when we have this habit of comparing between two children, we need to remember they're two unique souls. Yes, today they're in the same environment, same set of parents, we're giving them same sanskars.
Even though if they're twins.
Even if they're twins. But they come from two different pasts and they're carrying two different karmic accounts. They have created different sets of sanskars in the past. And so even if everything is the same today, they too are going to be totally different. And if we try to make one like the other, we're only creating a conflict, because then that one will neither become like the other and neither will retain his originality, because he will go into this cycle of pain and low self-esteem, lose his own qualities. So it's important to just take the individual, understand he's carrying a lot of past karma. So take that individual child. That's why we shift from criticism and comparison to understanding the person. Why are they behaving like this? Something in the past? Something in the childhood? Or maybe something in the very, very distant past, which is the past birth sanskars. So we're going beyond criticism and comparison to understanding the soul. That yes, this soul is carrying past sanskars and that's why they behave like this, and then helping them to heal their own sanskars. Not forcing them to change their sanskars.
Helping them to understand themselves also.
And then heal their sanskar. So that would create the right energy for somebody to transform.
Wonderful, sister. Shall we do a little small meditation on this, if you have some time on this?
Let me look at everyone around me, doing things their way, behaving in a way that comes comfortable to them. I, the detached observer, can see that things are not right. Behavior is not right. And I want to say it to them. But let me be careful. Feedback on the task, on the acquired sanskar and behavior, but love and respect to the soul and the original qualities of the soul. Let me take care of the energy I create before saying it to them. They are pure, peaceful souls, beautiful, perfect and complete, have forgotten their original nature. And my role is to recognize that original beauty and empower them to emerge that beauty again. Love and understanding is the way. Om Shanti.